So Fifine reached out to me asking if I'm interested in reviewing their newly released Ampligame H6 headset. I had reviewed their Ampligame microphone, which I was a big fan of, and if you're interested in seeing that review, you can watch it by clicking over here. So I was curious to see how the headset fares, and so I accepted the offer. While they did send me the headset for free, my review remains completely objective and unbiased, and reflects my personal opinion on the product. So how does the headset perform? Let's find out. In the box, you get the headset itself with the microphone attached and an instruction manual. The headset has 24-bit 7.1 virtual surround pumping audio from two 50mm drivers. It has a detachable microphone that is also flexible, so you can angle it whichever way you like. It is a condenser omnidirectional microphone, so it will pick up sounds from around you as well. It has on-cable control, which lets you increase the volume or decrease it, toggle the 7.1 virtual surround on and off, mute the microphone, and switch between 3 modes: movie mode, game mode, or music. These modes change the EQ, so they are tuned to be bass heavy on game mode, focus more on the highs in music mode, and be more balanced in movie mode. The headset weighs 320 grams, and they say the headband is wide to provide weight distribution. The headband is also adjustable. The headset has thick, dense leatherette ear cups, which they say is more breathable and adds to its comfort. I haven't worn it for more than an hour and a half at a time, but it appears to be comfortable, but my ears did get a little warm afterwards. As is common with the Ampligame range, the headset also has RGB lights. Unfortunately, unlike the microphone, it does not seem that we can turn these lights off. The microphone, as I said, is detachable and you can easily attach it or remove it, just like this. Audio quality. This is definitely not the best sounding pair of headphones. Far from, but they're not meant to be. They're also gaming headphones, so while they have EQ settings for music in movies, again, not what they're intended to be. If you keep those expectations in mind, then these actually sound okay. As for the 7.1 virtual surround, I didn't have much hopes for it, and what was hilarious is the copy they used on their website when describing this feature, and I quote, "Whether the 7.1 surround sound is marketing BS or not, you will definitely say yes to this feature if it comes as a standard." Can't say I've seen such copy from companies before, so kudos to the copywriter. Now, while listening to music, I don't know how to describe it, but toggling the surround on gives you kind of a fuller sound. Definitely not surround, but just a bit fuller. I tried the headset on CSGO, and while it felt slightly more immersive than a normal stereo headset, it's not out of this world. It's just a subtle effect. Microphone quality. This is a gaming headset. It's not intended for conference calls, and I don't think you should use it for it at all. So the mic quality, in my opinion, is less of an important factor as long as it's clear. But nonetheless, here's what it sounds like.
So this is what the microphone on the Fifine H6 Ampligame gaming headset sounds like. My window is open and there are a few cars passing by. I'm not on the street, but there is some ambient sound, which I assume you can hear because this is an omnidirectional microphone, so it will capture sound from all directions. I'm going to simulate playing a game, so clicking on the mouse and tapping on the keyboard, just to give you an idea of what that sounds like. I am forcefully clicking on the mouse just to illustrate what it sounds like. And this is the keyboard. This is not a mechanical keyboard, so it doesn't do a lot of sound, but nonetheless, it should give you an idea. And now I'm gonna put in some ambient sounds, which I think the test is pointless because you're probably gonna hear it all, but just to give you an idea, if there's people talking around you and some ambient sounds, this microphone is not gonna do any good because it's gonna capture all that ambient sound.
So since the mic is omnidirectional, it does pick up sounds from around, so that is expected. I would definitely not recommend it, as I said, for any conference calls, or even if you're gaming in a noisy environment. My thoughts. To be honest, when I got their Ampligame microphone, I was kinda blown away by what I got, considering it's a $50 microphone, which kinda set the bar quite high for this. Unfortunately, I wasn't exactly blown away with this one. The packaging, the headset itself felt quality-wise a little less. Again, maybe I was spoiled by the Ampligame mic, which skewed my expectations. I don't know. But that's not to say that it's a bad headset. It's not. It just did not have the same wow factor that the microphone had. I also want to mention that there are also a few things I would have wished were done differently, but that's just me being picky, and if the guys from Fifine are listening, maybe that's a bit of consumer feedback. For starters, it's nice that they include a light that goes red to indicate you're on mute, but it's not really in a place that is visible to you when you're speaking. You'd need to move the microphone around to see it. Maybe if they put the light on the inside of the microphone, then you can more easily see it. I'm also not a big fan of the toggle to mute. Actually, I would have preferred if the toggle was for the virtual surround instead, and then the virtual surround button would be the mute button. You're more likely to mute yourself on and off multiple times, rather than switch off virtual surround multiple times. A button is always easier to press, the placement is also easier to access, and if it would light red to indicate you're on mute, that's even better. It is for me a better use of that button than for toggling the virtual surround. I also would have liked if you can turn off the LED lights, but there doesn't seem to be a way to do so, and that's not too big a deal. The ear cups don't swivel as well. They only extend in and out, so they cannot easily fold, but again, not a big deal. The material, both the leatherette and the foam on the headband, well, they do feel a bit cheap to the touch, and the microphone, while I'm not sure if there's a reason behind it being omnidirectional, I personally would rather it not pick up every little sound around me, but that's just me. But none of the above are deal breakers. Yes, the headset could be better, but does it do the job well? I think it does. But now, to be completely transparent, while I have reviewed and tested many headsets, the last gaming headset that I tested was over 10 years ago. That one had true 5.1 surround, not virtual, so had several tiny speakers. It was a beast at the time, but that was over 10 years ago. I've kinda deviated from gaming since then, or had less time, unfortunately, and I'm sure the technology and the products changed over the last 10 years. So I don't really have anything to compare the H6 headset to. So this is why this might be less of a review and more of an overview, because I cannot, in good faith, either recommend or not this product without first knowing if there is anything else in the market that does a better job at that price point. But if I must judge it in absolute value, I would say for a budget gaming headset, it looks to be quite decent. If you have tried it, let me know in the comments section what you thought. And as always, if you liked the video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, as this encourages me to continue producing content. Until next time, cheers.